I'd like to start off by saying all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, where I've learned this truth, and shalom to the sincere followers of this truth. Today is a video in the series, Teach Exactly What You Were Taught, and this is video number 2 in the subject matter of Israel, or salvation is only for Israel. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and start up right now. In Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1. And again, the heading of Isaiah chapter 60 is "The Lord will be Jerusalem's glory." All right. So, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. All right. And in the NLT, it reads, the heading in the NLT for Isaiah 60 is future glory for Jerusalem. All right. It says, arise, Jerusalem, let your light shine for all to see, for the glory of the Lord rises to shine on you. All right. And in the good news, the heading is the future glory of Jerusalem. It says, arise, Jerusalem, and shine like the sun. The glory of the Lord is shining on you. All right. So this is a direct statement to the Israelites that are part of the elect. All right. That are waking up. Yahushai, which is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and Yahweh is whom the world ignorantly calls God. All right. So Yahushai is that light. And this knowledge and truth, wisdom, and understanding also is a part of that light, due to it being a reflection of Yahushai, because he is the word. All right. Verse 2 in Isaiah 60, it reads, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. NLT, it reads, darkness as black as night covers all the nations of the earth, but the glory of the Lord rises and appears over you. And the good news, other nations, this is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2 in the Good News translation. Other nations will be covered by darkness, but on you the light of the Lord will shine. The brightness of his presence will be with you. All right. So we see, even among Christians, the gross darkness. All right. There are scholars, studious individuals, and theologians, and yet people still think that all nations will be saved. We call it plantation Christianity. All right. Because it's not too far from the slave Bible, because it is still the same thinking behind the slave. It leaves you in that same mind state as the slave Bible did. It leaves you in the same mind state as slavery did. All right. So plantation Christianity, or Renaissance Christianity has to keep this whole lie going. The lie that you think you know the scriptures, but these lessons that are done every day from my teachers and the lessons that I took notes on and that you're hearing are a surprise to you. Why is that? I mean, to me, they seem to speak pretty clearly. To the remnant, it will seem to speak pretty clearly, and especially to the elect, okay? Which is who these scriptures are for. The remnant and the elect. Not even for all Israel. So definitely not for the whole world, okay? But this is the lie that Christianity has to keep going. And the other religions chip in by keeping Israelites scattered and not turning to the Lord, all right? So now let's go to verse 3. Isaiah 60, verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. NLT, all nations will come to your light. Mighty kings will come to see your radiance. And the good news, verse 3. Nations will be drawn to your light, and kings to the dawning of your new day. All right. So there is a reason why the nations and their kings are going to come to this light. All right. It is that in the kingdom of heaven, these other nations will serve the Lord eventually, but will first bring forth their riches, along with bringing forth themselves as servants to the nation of Israel, the real nation of Israel. All right. Israel is a people before it is a place. All right. A people before it is a land. Okay. Now, verse 4, Isaiah. Oh, and once again, this lesson is one that I took notes on from my elder teacher named Elder Ramlab. All right. And ironically, before his more detailed lessons, which all of the lessons are important, okay? But before his very detailed lessons, he warns all the people that are looking for entertainment. This is not for entertainment. And if you do stay in this room or stay looking at this video and you're here for entertainment, this is going to be a lesson that you consider boring. But for the elect and for the remnant, they will hear this word and they will get edification out of it. They will get knowledge out of it. They will get more out of it, or everything out of it that the Spirit allows them, which is more than what someone looking for entertainment will get, okay? So this lesson is going to have a lot of reading, this whole series, and I have no idea how many videos it's going to take. It's going to take as many as it takes, all right? So, verse 4, Isaiah 60 and verse 4. It says, lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from afar, or thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. All right. In the NLT, verse 4, look and see, for everyone is coming home. Your sons are coming from distant lands. Remember, Israel was scattered for disobeying. All right. Into every nation. So we look like every nation. Okay? When you hear so-called black and so-called white, there really is no such thing as a black person or as a white person. These labels were put on people. Okay? Now, verse 4, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 4. Look and see, for everyone is coming home. Your sons are coming from distant lands. Your little daughters will be carried home. All right. And then the good news, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 4. Look around you and see what is happening. Your people are gathering to come home. Your sons will come from far away. Your daughters will be carried like children. All right, this speaks to why all the nations are going to come also. All right, we will also be receiving the Israelites from among these other nations. Okay, the position of these other nations will be to serve the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. Servants and slaves they will be. Okay, not joint heirs. Everything that you hear of that is gospel or good news is for the remnant of Israel, not even all Israelites at this point. All right. The good news for all of Israel is that all Israelites will end up in the kingdom, but 2/3 this time around will die by pain. Okay. They will have to die by pain, and they will die by pain. They will die on the side. Only 1/3, the remnant and the elect, are going to make it into the kingdom. Okay. So after 1,000 years, the other nations will receive a certain amount of freedom, but they will still be tributary to us and still have to follow our same laws, statutes, and commandments. There will no longer be a separate set of rules and regulations to govern themselves by. Okay. Everything will be back in harmony. Everything. All right. You suffer in this place, and they hide that they are everyone's slave masters, right? Talking about the Edomites. Okay. And these other nations help them enslave Israel. In one way or another, every nation has had a hand in the Israelites' oppression. All right. All throughout time. All right. But in the kingdom, all nations will be tributary, servants, you can call them slaves, to Israelites. But we won't be, it won't be a unrighteous oppression, okay? But you will follow the Lord's laws. If you don't, like my elders say, that would mean a foot would be up your ass, all right? So, now, let's go. Good news, translation of Isaiah 60, 4th verse. Did I already read that? I sure did. Now, let's skip to the 8th verse. And let's go to the 66th chapter. Isaiah 66 and 18. For I knew their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. All right, NLT, chapter 66, verse 18. And it reads, I can see what they are doing, and I know what they are thinking. So I will gather all nations and peoples together, and they will see my glory. Good News Translation, Isaiah 66, verse 18. And it reads, I know their thoughts and their deeds. I am coming to gather the people of all the nations. When they come together, they will see what my power can do. All right. Now, uh, so other nations will bring their riches and themselves because, again, slaves are riches. If you don't believe that, look at history. Okay? Look into the history of the world. All right? There were people used as money, barter, money. All right? Slaves. All right? All throughout history. And if you don't believe it, if you don't believe anything that I'm saying, you will one day. That's a promise. And it's not from me, it's from the Lord, it's from these scriptures. It is a promise. Everyone will know the truth, okay? So, Isaiah, still in the same book and same chapter, Isaiah 66, verse 19. It says, "And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Tarshish, Pool, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have they seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles." All right. In the NLT, verse 19. In the NLT, Isaiah, verse 19, in chapter 66. Okay. "I will perform a sign among them, and I will send those who survive to be messengers to the nations, to Tarshish, to the Libyans and Lydians, who are famous as archers, to Tubal and Greece, and to all the lands beyond the sea that have not heard my fame or seen my glory. There they will declare my glory to the nations." All right. Excuse me. 19 in the Good News, Isaiah 66 and 19 in the Good News translation. And let me see. They will see my power. "And will know that I am the one who punishes them, but I will spare some of them and send them to the nations and the distant lands that have not heard of my fame or seen my greatness and power, to Spain, Libya, and Lydia with its skilled archers, and to Tubal and Greece. Among these nations they will proclaim my greatness." Okay, so we have Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, everywhere. Okay? And they live amongst the heathens. All right? They look like them, they think like them, they talk like them, they walk like them. All right? But they are gonna come back home in the end. Okay? They're gonna get bought back home by the other nations. All right? And by the Lord. All right? So now let's go to verse 20. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 20. "And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith the Lord. As the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord." NLT, Isaiah 66 and 20. All right, where you at? "They will bring the remnant of your people back from every nation. They will bring them to my holy mountain in Jerusalem as an offering to the Lord. They will ride on horses, in chariots and wagons, and on mules and camels, says the Lord. All right, good news. Yeah, I lost it. Isaiah 66, verse 20, in the Good News translation. They will bring back all your people from the nations as a gift to me. They will bring them to my sacred hill in Jerusalem on horses, mules, and camels, and in chariots and wagons, just as Israelites bring grain offerings to the temple in ritually clean containers. All right, so this is what the other nations will be doing. This is why you hear about salvation to the Gentiles or to the heathen. It means salvation to the Israelites scattered amongst the Gentiles and the heathen. All right? That's why you hear that. All right? Because we have Israelites now that are scattered amongst Gentiles and heathen. They think like Gentiles and heathen, walk and talk like Gentiles and heathen, and so they're called Gentiles and heathen at this point. But they're going to come back home, as I said. Okay? That doesn't mean the Gentile and heathen nations are going to be in the kingdom with the same salvation that the Israelites get. All right? So all the nations will not be destroyed. All right? Some will be preserved because there will be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. It's that simple. These nations will not have the same rights as the Israelites do. This glory only pertains to the nation of Israel. All right? And all of this is scriptural. I'm reading it to you. Okay? So the Israelites that return from being amongst these other nations will be cleaned up. Many Israelites that are scattered look just like and think like the nations that they are amongst. The men of our nation mingled with the other nations, producing Israelites that look differently on the outside. Okay? See. Actually, I'm going to stop right there for now. And I'll pick back up, Lord willing, I'll pick back up tomorrow. But before I completely shut it down, I want to remind you that the more you read in these scriptures, the more you will see that these scriptures are alive and they are true and faithful. Okay? And the Lord has sent his men to give you warning. And most of the time, you do not receive warnings for things that are good. Okay? Most of the time, warnings are before calamity or before something bad happens. Okay? So, with that being said, one of the things that the Lord tells us to warn you about is something that has already been shown to be here in the earth. And that is a tool of the rulers of the earth, the wicked rulers of the earth, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, okay? And that tool is something called, in the scriptures, it's called the mark of the beast, okay? So, let's look at what it says about the mark of the beast, all right? All right. This is Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and rich, or start all over. Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. This is a physical mark, uh, something that will go under the skin, and it doesn't mean that it has to be in the right hand. It can be in either hand, and it doesn't mean it has to be right in the middle of your forehead. It can just be in your head. All right. These are something that they're going to push through convenience first, okay, through curiosity first, and then to keep up with the Joneses, and then uh, convenience, because laziness has taken over. So convenience has spoiled a lot of people. All right, and then they're gonna straight up threaten you with it. Choose this thing, which will bring you life in this society, or choose the Lord's way and deny this thing and possibly starve, all right, and lose your life in this so-called kingdom, okay? Let's go with the NLT, Revelation chapter 13. And verse 16. He as in Esau, Edom, all right? He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor. There's going to be no discrimination with this. This thing is going to go throughout the whole world, all right? Free and slave. So if you were locked up, if you're facing a lot of time, what are you going to do if you hear, okay, we'll let you out, probation, or maybe even scot-free, as long as you get this thing in you? A lot of people are going to do it. They're going to lock up food. They're going to shut down stores. The only way you're going to be able to get food is if you get this thing in you. What are you going to do? The Lord knows what you're going to do. So again, Revelation 15, verse 16, he required everyone, small and great, kids. Kids are going to be tempted with this thing. You see what's going on in schools now, right? They're making a pact with your children. You know, we'll keep a secret from your parents, keep it on the hush. All right. What are you going to do if your kid comes home injected with a chip? Everyone is going to be tempted with this thing, or everyone is going to come face to face with this thing. I'm going to start all over. Revelation 15, chapter 16 in the NLT. He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor. The rich are going to be tempted with this if they want to keep that lifestyle, which you see what a lot of the rich are doing now to keep their lifestyle or to obtain a certain lifestyle. Getting something under the skin, you don't think they're going to do that? They do more humiliating things now. It's just that this is actually telling the Lord whom your higher power really is. All right. You choose this chip, it is man. It is Esau, Edom. Okay. The poor, how they gonna tempt the poor? Get some kind of status if you get this thing. No longer sleep on the streets. No longer have little. You can have more as long as you take this thing. All right. So once again, I'm gonna start all over. Revelation chapter 15, verse 16 in the NLT. He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. And it says or, but it's actually both. All right. Wisdom is needed here. Let the one who understanding let let the one with understanding solve the meaning of the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. All right. And what I can tell you about wisdom is needed here. Let the one with understanding solve the meaning of the number of the beast. My teachers have and have given freely the understanding in order to solve the meaning of the number of the beast. All right. Lord willing, I will be able to bring you a lesson, either uh, something that, uh, Lord willing, I'll be able to bring a lesson explaining what that means. Okay. And you too freely will have the wisdom explaining what that means. All right. The number of a man and the number of a beast. All right. Now, let's go good news real quick. Revelation 13. And verse 16. It says, the beast forced all the people, small and great, rich and poor, slave and free, to have a mark placed on their right hands or in their foreheads. No one could buy or sell without this mark, that is, the beast's name or the number that stands for the name. This calls for wisdom. Whoever is intelligent can figure out the meaning of the number of the beast, because the number stands for the name of someone. Its number is 666. All right. And even if the Lord wills I don't get to that video, right, you already have the knowledge that I just passed on to you right now. Do not take this chip. It's plain to see. All right. It is plain what this is. In Switzerland, there's already thousands that took it. It's getting popularized by a very popular EV vehicle maker. All right. I was trying to figure out a way to say his name in code, but I don't know. Neon. Uh, I don't know. Neon Busk rhymes with that. All right. Do not take this chip or this C plus hip. I already said it, but and don't get it twisted. There are more companies that have these things already in the works. All right. They're just waiting for the right time to push this thing out. Okay. They need to cause some type of chaos, and then they will present you with the solution to that chaos. And there are many avenues that they can take to push this thing right now. I don't know what they're waiting on. Okay. Because it's already written in prophecy that most of the world is going to take this thing. And it's crazy because they have the technology to corrupt people, to defile people. And we don't have technology, but we do have this word that keeps us ahead of them. We already know the end. All right? We're just waiting for them to go ahead and do what they got to do. The Lord is going to keep us if you are, and if I am, of the remnant or the elect, which Lord will I am. I pray that I am. And that's it. Lord willing, I'll pick up on part 3 of this lesson, with the subject matter being salvation is only for Israel. So with that, I'd like to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, where I've learned this truth, and shalom to the sincere followers of this truth. Shalom.